Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Thanks again for all of those comments. Again, I'll put playlists below this one directly on lots of fraction videos that I've created, and also I'll put something else there as a playlist, probably percentages, so you can find what I've got there. Now, I've taught this before, shown it before, and again, I'm looking at what do I need these days after all my experience, that what can I create different that people are really looking for. I could really show you this. Now, people are used to going, make a common denominator. And I teach common denominator, and I taught it over the years, but I have some students just never, ever get the hang of it. And it just doesn't sink in. And then I show them this, and this is how quick it is. Really, if you watch this first bit, that's it, and you know what's happening. But I am going to go further because there's tricks and problems that turn up, and I'll go to a few cases that you can see up on here. Look at the cases here. And I really need to add in a fifth case as well, of what happens when you've got improper fractions. Remember, it only works for addition and subtraction. Does not work for multiplication, does not work for division, only addition and subtraction. Now, people have all their little techniques. I have this thing, I snag about one thing all the time, and it's start here. So if I said start here all the time, this one, start here, start here. People say start at the bottom, all that sort of thing, and I go start at the top left. Now, what we're going to do is multiply that 1 by the 5, and we write the 5, and then we're going to multiply the 2 by the 3, and we're doing addition, so that's 6, and then we're going to multiply the 3 by the 5, and that's 15. And people go, yeah, but I could have just done lowest common denominators, but no, a lot of people don't get that. I keep on having people thinking that everyone's brainy at math, they're not. So that would end up being just 11 on 15. Now, what's the technique that I use to talk about it? I say start here, multiply those two, multiply those two. So that's how I word it. So start here, 3 8s are 24. We're doing a subtraction. 1 4 is a 4. And now what's the trap here? This is the only thing about this method is the numbers have become bigger. We've got 30 seconds. So we could have common denominator rate, common denominator rate. Now for those about to switch off, when this gets to algebra, at the highest level, year 12, grade 12, class 12, at the end of your schooling or at university, I go look at my students and they go, I don't know what to do. And I go, cross multiply. And you watch the lights go on for them. And they suddenly go, oh no. And it might be in the case of what we call calculus and quite complicated. And the simplest approach is to cross multiply. So this one ends up with the 20 on the 32. And of course you've got to simplify it. Most people have no problems. Now there are students, those are more likely watching at this stage, would look at that and go, that's even on the top and even on the bottom. So I can half the top and I can half the bottom. Most people would be okay with that. It's still even on the top and even on the bottom. I can half the top and half the bottom. And I get 5 8. So it's not bad. And then you go this one here. What I did with this is this answer ended up being less than 1. This answer ended up being less than 1. Here's one where it doesn't end up less than 1. So I cross multiply, I put my red parts in, start there. And I'm going to go 2 4s are 8. We're doing addition, 3 3s are 9. And then you go to the bottom, you multiply the bottom. So it's multiply that way, multiply it that way, multiply it that way. So 3 4s are 12, and I've got 17 on 12. Now, most places I know in Australia, I've taught in 3 states, would accept 17 over 12 and have no problems. But a lot of places, or especially if you're in year 7 and 8, will want you to turn that into a mixed fraction. I think most people will be okay with the idea of a mixed fraction. So how many times does 12 go into 17? It goes once. And then you can go 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 if you have to count on your fingers. And we've got 5 left over, so that's 1 and 5 12ths. Now this will just give you a little bit of a taste of what happens when it's algebra. Does it still work the same? Yes, it does. So we talk about start here. We're going to multiply that way, then multiply that way. 2x times 2 is 4x. We're doing a subtraction, so then we multiply the other way. 3 times x is 3x. Then we multiply the bottoms. 3 2s are 6. And then we're left with just, well, it's 1x on 6, which is x on 6. Now, I am going to go further and make some more cases. So now it's going to get a bit more serious. So I keep saying to people, fast forward on my video, look at what's on the screen and say, I can do the first 4, too easy. Fast forward, go to this one, go to number 5. Let's have a look at what's here. Now, first of all, most people are okay, or actually a lot of people have trouble, but with changing that into halves. We want to know how many halves there are in 3, which is 6, plus another one makes 7. So I don't know how many people still don't understand that. How many halves are in 3? That's 6. The shortcut is 2 3s are 6. I haven't put this red arrow around it, my red arrows. 2 3s are 6 plus 1 makes 7. So if I follow that pattern and I do a red arrow for those who don't understand. 3 ones are 3 plus 2 makes 5. You could think of it this way though. How many thirds are in one hole? So you can draw up one of those. You can go, there's 1, 2, 3 thirds, 1, 2, 3 thirds in one hole, and we've got an extra 2 of them. Now, where do we start? Start here. So we're doing subtraction. 7 3s are 21. Subtract 5 2s or 2 5, doesn't matter which way you go. And 2 3s are 6. And end up with again 11 over 6. And a lot of places will not like leaving it as an improper fraction. Remember, that's improper. So 6 and 11 goes once, and there's 5 left over. And we've got 1 and 5 6. Now this is going the whole way. People talk about the whole hog. We're going to go the whole way with this. But even this is not as hard as what happens at year 11 and 12 when it gets trickier. Let's have a look what's going on here. Start there. So we've got 2x plus 1, and I'm going to nag again about the brackets. A fraction bar means that there's a bracket around that and a bracket around that. And so many students just don't do it right. Now I can show you the shortcut in a moment. So it's that times 2 minus that times 3. Now if I said this, let's just keep going with that for a moment. I've got x minus 2 times by 3, and then the bottom becomes just 6. Now, there are shortcuts galore you could make, but I'm going to keep going with it as it is. So that's 2 lots of 2x is 4x, 2 lots of 1 is 2, and now here's why you have to have the brackets because of the minuses. 3 times x is 3x with a minus. 3 times minus 2 is minus 6, with another minus becomes a plus 6. And that's where people can't go wrong. So if I circled that and I said, this is where people go wrong, just there. And they'll have a subtraction where it should be an addition. Now, I feel like rubbing that all out again, and then talk about the people who need this. I talk about where creatures of habit, like if you folded your arms, I always fold my arms that way. If I try to fold my arms the other way, it's just awkward, it's not the same. Everything we do, doing up our shoelaces, cleaning our teeth, whatever we're doing, we're creatures of habit. So creatures of habit, most people need to put the 2 at the front, and most people need to put the 3 at the front. And the moment many people do that, they make a lot less mistakes. And a lot of people ignore me and go, no, I don't do that, I can do it without it. But they just see the mistakes over and over again. So you've got 2 lots of 2x, you've got 2 lots of 1. Now we've got minus 3 times x. Now the one where everyone goes wrong, minus 3 times minus 2 is plus 6. Written like that, it's not as obvious as written like that. So this is definitely better for most students. Then you've got that on 6. Now here's another trap. A lot of students think they can cancel that 6. You can't cancel unless it's all multiplication or subtraction. So let's have a look at what we've got. Collect like terms. 4x, take the 3x as x. 2, not minus 6. 2 plus the 6 is 8 over 6. Now can we cancel the 6 and 8? No, because it's got an addition. You can only cancel when it is multiplication, and fraction bar means division. So you can't cancel that unless you can take out common factors. Wow, that's gone a long way. I hope it helps. I've seen people with little short videos I could make. I've got a 1 minute maths video on it. You can look up them. By the way, I've got a lot of 1 minute maths videos, like a lot of them. And if you're at year 10, fairly high level, year 11 and 12, I found it very useful for my class 11, my class 12, my 16, 17, 18 year olds to just go straight through all my 1 minute maths and look at it. And there's some pretty serious stuff there, and also a lot of stuff that people have forgotten. It's incredible what people have forgotten. Really helpful when you forget things. I wish I had them when I was at school. Anyway, thanks.